Listen up. If you're 20-something and your bank account regularly hits single digits before payday, this video might actually save your financial life. No cap. Here's the truth bomb nobody wants to drop. Being an adult is basically a crash course in financial chaos that nobody prepared you for. One day you're stressing about prom. The next you're Googling, what happens if I don't pay my electric bill at 2 a.m.? You're watching M Cubed, Money Mindset Makeover. This isn't just a channel. It's a mindset revolution. Subscribe to elevate your money mindset. Elevate your life. Today, we're breaking down 5 financial moves every 18 to 25-year-old needs to make right now. Whether you're grinding through college, hustling your first job, or just trying to figure out why adulting costs so freaking much. This isn't your grandpa's finance lecture. This is the real deal, the blueprint for not becoming another broke millennial statistic. Let's dive in. Look, I get it. You're young. The last thing you want to think about is bills, budgets, and bank accounts. You'd rather think about literally anything else. New music drops, travel plans, that side hustle you've been dreaming about. But here's the plot twist. Getting these 5 basics locked down now is literally the difference between struggling paycheck to paycheck for the next decade or actually building the life you've been scrolling through on Instagram. Think of your financial foundation like building a house. You can have the sickest interior design, the most aesthetic furniture, all the vibes, but if your foundation is cracked, the whole thing crumbles. These 5 moves are your concrete foundation. Not sexy, but absolutely essential. Move number 1, open the right bank accounts, yes, plural. Here's what they don't tell you in high school. Not all bank accounts are created equal, and you need more than one. First up, ditch any bank that's charging you monthly fees just to hold your money. That's like paying someone to watch your backpack. It's 2026. There are dozens of online banks offering free checking accounts with actual benefits. We're talking Ally, Marcus, Chime, SoFi, USAA if you qualify. Banks that treat you like a human, not a cash machine. Here's your basic setup. Checking account. This is your day-to-day spending account. Your paycheck hits here. Your bills come out of here. Your coffee addiction gets funded from here. High-yield savings account. This is where your emergency fund lives. And yes, high yield actually means something. We're talking 4 to 5% interest versus the 0.01% your traditional bank is probably scamming you with. Separate savings for goals. Got a trip planned? Saving for a car? Create a separate savings bucket. Out of sight, out of mind, out of your spending hands. The psychological trick here is separation. When everything lives in one account, your brain sees that balance and thinks, I'm rich, even though $2,200 of that is literally your rent money. Separate accounts equals separate purposes, equals way less chance of accidentally spending your electricity bill on concert tickets. Move number 2, automate everything, become a money robot. Let's be honest, you're going to forget to pay something. We all do. You're juggling work, school, relationships, trying to have a life, and remembering that your car insurance is due on the 15th is just not happening. Here's the real twist. The most financially successful people aren't disciplined. They're automated. Set up automatic payments for everything that's fixed. Rent or mortgage, utilities, phone bill. Subscriptions, yeah, all 7 streaming services you're paying for. Student loan minimum payments. Credit card bills. But here's the key, automate them to come out right after you get paid. You get paid on the 1st, bills hit on the 2nd and 3rd. This way, you're not playing financial Jenga, trying to figure out if you have enough for rent on the 30th after a month of treating yourself. And automate your savings too. Even if it's just $25 a paycheck, automate it. Transfer it before you see it. Because money that hits your checking account feels spendable. Money that never enters your consciousness, you never miss it. Have you or someone you know ever struggled keeping a budget or forgetting to pay bills on time? Drop your story in the comments. Your experience might help someone else avoid late fees and financial stress. Move number 3, build a baby emergency fund, $1,000 minimum. Now hold on, because this part matters more than you think. Life is gonna life. Your car will break down. Your laptop will die right before finals. You'll need an emergency root canal. Your roommate will bail and stick you with their half of rent. These aren't if scenarios, they're when. Here's the brutal reality facing our generation. We're the first generation in modern history expected to be poorer than our parents. Let that sink in.
We're dealing with student loan debt that's basically a second mortgage. Rent that's increased 30% while wages stayed flatter than day-old soda. The gig economy that promised flexibility but delivered no benefits and constant hustle.
A housing market where starter homes cost what mansions used to. Healthcare that can bankrupt you for breaking your arm. You're not failing at adulting. The game is rigged. The cost of living has skyrocketed while wages crawled. Our parents could work a summer job and pay for college. We can work 3 jobs and still need roommates to afford a 1-bedroom. You're not lazy, you're exhausted. And the system profits off your burnout. But here's where it gets real. You can acknowledge the system is broken and still win within it. That's not selling out, that's strategic survival. And that emergency fund? That's your first act of rebellion. Because when you have $1,000 sitting in savings, you're not calling your parents when your tire blows. You're not putting groceries on a credit card at 24% interest. You're not trapped in a toxic job because you literally can't afford to miss a single paycheck. That $1,000 isn't just money, it's options. It's power and it's breathing room. It's the difference between a bad day and a financial catastrophe. Start with $500 if $1,000 feels impossible. Hell, start with $100, just start. Put it somewhere separate. Somewhere you won't touch it unless it's a genuine emergency. No, a sale at your favorite store is not an emergency. Yes, your car breaking down is. Move number 4. Understand your credit score. It's your financial GPA. Real talk. Your credit score is going to follow you around like your digital footprint, except it actually matters for getting apartments, car loans, and even some jobs. Here's the crash course. 579 bad. You're paying more for everything. 580.69 fair. You can get stuff, but at higher interest rates. 677.39 good. This is the sweet spot for most people. 479 very good. You're getting solid deals. 800.850 excellent. You're basically financial royalty. Your score is built on 5 things. Payment history, 35%. Pay your bills on time, every single time. Amount owed, 30%. Don't max out your credit cards, keep usage under 30%. Length of credit history, 15%. Time is your friend here. New credit, 10%. Don't apply for everything all at once. Credit mix, 10%. Having different types of credit card, car loan, etc. helps. If you're starting from 0, here's your move. Get a secured credit card. You put down $200, $500 as collateral, they give you a card with that limit. Use it for small purchases like gas or groceries. Pay it off in full every month and watch your score build. This is where broke ends and ownership begins. Because a good credit score means lower interest rates. Lower interest rates mean you keep more of your money. More of your money means you can actually build wealth instead of feeding the bank's profit margins. Move number 5, create a budget that doesn't suck. The 50-30-20 rule. I know. Budget is the most unsexy word in the English language. It feels restrictive. It feels like punishment. It feels like your parents telling you that you can't have fun. But here's the mindset shift. A budget isn't about restriction. It's about permission. It's permission to spend money on things you love without guilt, because you already know your basics are covered. It's permission to say, nah, I'm good, to things that don't actually serve you. It's permission to make choices instead of just reacting to your bank balance in fear every week. The 50-30-20 rule is stupid simple. 50% of your income. Needs, rent, utilities, groceries, insurance, minimum debt payments. 30% of your income. Wants, eating out, entertainment, hobbies, that vintage jacket you've been eyeing. 20% of your income. Savings and extra debt payments. Is this perfect for everyone? Nope. If you live in a high-cost city, your needs might be 60 to 70%. If you're hardcore saving mode, flip it to 50-20-30. The point is having a framework, not a prison. Here's how to actually do this without wanting to throw your phone. Use an app. Seriously? Mint. YNAB. You need a budget. Every dollar. Pocket Guard. Pick one and link your accounts. It'll categorize your spending automatically. You'll see exactly where your money is going, and trust me, it's eye-opening when you realize you spent $340 on DoorDash last month. Check in once a week for like 5 minutes. Sunday morning with your coffee. Just peek at the numbers. Adjust if you need to. This isn't about perfection. It's about awareness. Here's what all 5 of these moves have in common. They're about building systems, not relying on motivation. Motivation is fickle. Motivation disappears when you're tired, stressed, or scrolling TikTok at midnight. Systems don't care about your feelings. Systems just work. You automate your bills. System handles it. You have separate accounts. System prevents you from overspending. You set up automatic transfers to savings. System builds your emergency fund while you sleep. Becoming financially stable isn't about saving pennies or never enjoying your life. It's about building systems that work while you're out actually living. Think about it like this. Would you rather white-knuckle your way through every financial decision, constantly wondering if you can afford something, always stressed about money? Or would you rather set up the basics once, then coast on autopilot while you focus on leveling up your income, building your career, or starting that side hustle? The wealthy don't succeed because they have more discipline than you. They succeed because they built better systems earlier. They automated their wealth building before they even had wealth to build. You're doing the same thing right now. You're just doing it before you're 40 and full of regrets. Look, adulting is weird and expensive and nobody gave us a manual. But these 5 moves, opening the right accounts, automating your money, building an emergency fund, understanding credit, and creating a budget that actually works. These are your cheat codes. You don't need to be perfect. You don't need to have it all figured out. You just need to start. Pick one of these moves this week. Just one. Open that high-yield savings account. Automate your rent payment. Download a budgeting app. Small moves, consistently executed, compound into massive results. That's not motivational poster nonsense. That's literal math. You've got this. And more importantly, you've got M cubed. Watch the next video, where we're breaking down the average income by age. Stick and stay. See you there, M cubed family.